Okay, so a quotation is also a great way to be a hook for your essay. And so, again, you have to wrap your mind around the claim. So, my claim is that the theme in Cinderella is that happiness is not a destination, but a way of living. So, one of the ways that I like to come up with a quotation is I go to this site called brainyquote.com. And what I like about it is that it has like a search feature. So, I know that my issue or my topic, um, my claim is dealing with happiness. So, I'm going to look up happiness. Okay. And the thing about using a quotation is you have to make sure that like you scroll through a whole bunch of them. Basically, like for you guys, you would kind of like call these memes. That's kind of what they are. But you have to make sure that whatever quotation you choose, that the person that said it is the kind of person that like just their very name and their identity would like support that. So like for example, if my quotation is dealing with happiness or kindness, I'm probably not going to want to use anything that Adolf Hitler might have said about kindness and happiness. So you really have to make sure that the person that you're quoting kind of goes along with the purpose of what you're trying to do with the quote. So for example, if I was writing a paper about motivation, I could use a quote of Michael Jordan that he wrote, said something about motivation. And so that would be a perfect way to, that'd be a perfect person. He would be very credible to do that. So, I don't have a lot of time on this video, but I'll just tell you, I spent probably like 15, 20 minutes like scrolling through a bunch of these and kind of looking people up and looking at different quotes. The one that I ended up deciding to kind of go with is this one because I felt like it really proved my thesis, my claim is not how much we have, but how much we enjoy that makes happiness. And it's by this guy named Charles Spurgeon. So I had to look him up to kind of see who he was, just to make sure that, he was somebody that was credible that I could use. And I found out he is this preacher that was highly influential. And so I'm like, okay, cool. He'd be a great person to use as a quote that would work. So because I'm trying to not run out of time, I'm going ahead and just copy my quote right here. But I want you to see how I wrote, how I cited my source with this. So we'll go back to my Pear Deck here. And probably going to run out of time here quickly. So there's a certain way, like a formula kind of, that you need to use to write it. Notice how I start with the person, okay? So Charles Spurgeon, and then I put a comma, and I say like who he was. You could also say like, Michael Jordan once said, comma, but you say the person, you have to cite the person. So I say Charles Spurgeon, a famous pastor from the 1800s, once said, then I put a comma, then the start of my quotation marks, capital I, it is not how much we have, but how much we enjoy that makes happiness, period, end of quote. Okay. Now, so like the second part is actually, that's the next part of the hook. So that's how you can use a quotation to make a really solid hook. The quotation should somehow make your thesis a little bit like better. It should almost also make you kind of understand your thesis better. Sometimes when you find a great quotation, it makes your mind wrap around the hook a lot better. Okay, so that's how you use a quotation for finding a hook.